All right. So social media basics. Obviously, as social media evolves and new things happen, new trends come out, we can always revisit as we learn new things we can share. But I'm going to share my screen because I even put together a little, I was trying to be fancy and stuff, but we don't see how this works out because look, you don't have to be high tech. Okay. We can still figure this out. So, all right, here we go. So I think that this, you'll be able to see it. And oh no, you probably can't see this screen. Can you see this screen? That says social.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So let's go into like a bigger screen. All right. Is that better? Okay, cool. So I'm not an expert. I want to share with you guys just what I know and just what I've seen from being consistent. And that's going to be the number one thing. Like you hear with anything else, with our invites, anything is you have to be consistent. I don't know every trend. I don't do a lot of the same things, but some of this is going to be so that you can figure out what you should be on social media talking about. Because there's people on there talking about all kind of things. Like there's people that I'm very shocked that they have like a explicit OnlyFans, but like that's what they want to talk about. And so you have to.
Oh, really? Let me get to that one. Explicit OnlyFans. Okay. They need a grandma in there.
Look, I'm like, people are.
Where's it at? What's the www what? What's the link?
It's like, I was just like, oh, wow. You went from like Herbalife protein shakes to like the other extreme, like XXX. I'm like, whoa, okay, I might have to just unfollow for a while because it's getting crazy. And so the main thing about this is to know you have to figure out what you're going to talk about because there's somebody talking about something, everything. And so the number one thing that you need to know is don't be tracking, like numbers are important. Yes. Right. If you're seeing crazy growth, when you look at some of these numbers, as you post more content, you're going to be like, what, how did I get, 500 views or plays or comments and likes on this one thing? Yeah. You want to pay attention to that because that means that we'll talk about this in a second, that people are liking that kind of content. But I need you to know, like, your number of likes and followers does not determine how worthy you are on or off of social media, nor does it indicate that you're successful. Because a lot of big influencers don't really make money. I don't think people know that, which is, I'm really excited about this SMX Academy. Did y'all hear about that from the European event? We're getting a social media academy, October 26th. Y'all know I'm on there like bells and whistles. But the biggest thing about this is to not feel like you're just going to do one or the other. You're going to do both because anything can happen in our world, right? We saw how quick a pandemic happened and we had to go to Zoom. But just as quickly as that kind of like fell off, now we're back to like real world. You get to interact with people. So for me, I was telling Sakina this, is thinking like Glendale really made me open up my mind to like, man, why can't we all have global teams? And a way you're going to start to do that is on social media over time. It's not going to happen tomorrow. 10 people from Europe are not going to be like, yeah, I want to join. I'm going to join with you. But it's a start for you to start planting the right seeds, kind of like the bamboo, right? It's going to take a while, but then you'll just sprout and you'll be like, dang, I just got 1,000 plays on this. What the heck is this? And so just know that that's not an indication. Just because 2 people like your content, you're going to love on those 2 people because those are the people coming for what you're posting. So let's move on. I just wanted to establish that because sometimes even I've done it. Like I'll see somebody with a profile that has like, 50,000 followers, but then I'm like, no shade. I don't care if you smoke or not. It's not even about the smoking, but I'm like, all you did was like blow puffs and you got 15,000 views. And here I am like, boom, 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 giving you tips and like 12 people watched, So I need you to know that it's not an indication of your value, but when the numbers are going higher, it's just an indication of direction of what people are liking. And that's okay. So let's move on. All right. So, okay. First things first, before you're like posting, and this, I want to share this because right before Glendale and just really like my pivot to knowing where my flag is planted, which is here, I had to really like sit down and say, okay, I need to make sure that no matter what's happening, no matter what changes are going on, that I'm authentically me. And this is what a lot of people struggle with, because there's so many amazing people you could model, right? And you do want to model some of the right people, but first you got to figure out, what does it look or sound like to be authentic? And I was taught, like, probably 7 years ago, these 3 R's: reliable, respectful, and be real, right? So are you showing up, like, for real, showing up? Not, I'm going to post on a Monday, and then, if I feel like it's Sunday after all the church stuff, I'll post again. You have to show up better than that for your expectation. If you're just expecting to kind of put some content out there, then you're just going to align with that. But if you're like, hey, I want to start to, make some friends online, I want to start to connect with people, you're going to have to be reliable. Are you showing up? Are you, and we'll talk about different ways you can show up, but are you reliable, period? It's the same thing with the business, right? If somebody in your downline texts you and says, I'm having trouble with MT4, can they rely on you? It's the same concept. But also, don't spend 50 years on social media. Like, we're going to talk about a little strategy. Then respectful. How do you treat people that cannot do anything for you? The truth is, people on social media, just like in person, are going to need more, like, exposures to you. They're going to need to figure out who you are, what you stand for. Do they like, know, and trust you? Some people right off the rip will feel and vibe with you, but not everybody. Very few people. And so how are you treating the people that are just coming by because they needed a little motivation that day, or because they needed to feel like, I'm not the only one whose life feels like it's falling apart? How do you treat those people even though they're not doing anything directly for your business? Because Randy was just talking about the laws of success, right? That's going to come back for us no matter what. So as long as you still treat people the right way, I don't mean have 50-minute conversations with people who are not bringing any value to your life. It's okay to have reciprocal relationships, but still, are you treating those people with respect? And don't be that network marketer or person. And when I say that, I mean, don't be the person that's disrespecting what other people do for a living. Because sometimes there's that fine line of like, oh, you need to be your own boss, knowing damn well you're not living off of P1000 money. Like, don't disrespect people. Honor what they do, honor their pace, and be respectful. You can still let people know IM is the best thing smoking without having to disrespect what they do to provide for their family. Because once you do that, it's kind of like, oh, she's one of those people. And I think we've all, at one point in time, very early in your journey, you might have said something that, looking back now, you're kind of like, oh, that's not the way I wanted to come off. And you learn. But for the most part, if you're respectful, you're respectful. You're not going to be that person. So just keep that in mind. You don't ever want people to feel like, oh, they think they're better than us. Instead, we want them to feel like, oh, they're doing something that could be a better way than what I'm currently doing. I'm open. And so then the last piece of that is be real, right? Do you even like you? And I say that because I was at a point in my life before where I didn't even like me. And it showed. You can go back to my live videos when I first started going live. I didn't really like me because I didn't know what made me me. And that is going to show in your content. And so let's change that. If you are in a place in your life where you feel like, I don't even really know if I like myself. I know it sounds cruel, but it's real for a lot of people. Maybe you're going through something really hard and you're like, I don't really know that I like this version of me. The beautiful thing is we're surrounded by so much personal development. There's no reason in the world why you don't start to switch that literally after this Zoom, if not on this Zoom, right? But are you being vulnerable with people? That real aspect. I'm not saying you have to go on and give them all the details about your surgery and what side hurt. I'm not saying that. But are you being vulnerable and opening up a little bit and just being relatable? Because relatable makes you real. But sometimes when we try to come on way too polished, and I'm not saying don't come on appearing presentable because you're going to attract how you show up, right? But I am saying that you want to make sure that people see a real side of you, right? You want to make sure that people don't show up and feel like, I can't get on live video and looking like that every day. Like, it's good to look presentable, but don't ever feel like, oh, because I don't wear a ton of makeup like that person, or I don't dress specifically like that person, but I like how I dress. You still want to show up and be real and let people know that this is you, that it's real? And then are you just casting your future you? Because yeah, people are going to join I Am because I Am works, right? But they're really going to join you. So are you showing them the future you? And I put this one up here because somebody at the event really sparked something in me that I didn't even realize that I wasn't doing on social media. And, you know, just to be transparent and real with you guys, I feel like part of my gift is my ability to speak. And I'm trying to cultivate that, right? So someone at the event asked me, well, are you showing your audience on social media the future speaker you? And I was like, not really. I go live all the time. And she was like, start showing clips of the chances that you do get to speak. And so like casting that future you, maybe for you, it's casting a vision with you and your laptop, kind of like Sakina does sometimes with the clip of a chart, but not really telling them what you're doing. And you can cast that vision of, I'm just so happy and grateful that I'm literally sitting at my computer learning what the people on Wall Street are learning at this same exact time. They don't know what that means or what you're doing. And so you want to attract them that way. And we're going to talk about different ways of marketing, but for the most part, you want to be real. So, all right, let's go. So I put feedback there. Does anybody have any questions at all that I can answer just about like being authentic and just, I know Sakina, you do a really good job. I learn a lot from you too. Like I literally pick up from everybody. And that's another key I can give you. Go look at people's profile that you really do admire, that you really do get inspired by. And it's okay to model. Amara, no, thank you. It's okay to model some of that and just make it your own. So questions? Nope, we good.
Yeah, that you just gave me my next post. I'm eating lunch with my laptop, looking at the same thing that they're looking at on Wall Street. That's
people gonna be like, girl, what you looking at?
I was like, that was good.
So just stuff like that to attract them. So a lot of people, their biggest objection is, I don't know what to post. Have you been there? Because I have. Some days I'm like, oh, shoot. And it's really because I didn't plan properly, just keeping it real, right? Like if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? So a lot of times, if I ever find myself like, dang, I don't know what to post today, it's just because I didn't plan better and I'm okay with it because I know that, right? So now it's just like, how do I do better moving forward? And I want you to know the same thing for you. But something that's really helped me, and it's helped me plan my content. And I'll give you guys a free calendar that I use. It's just a template that you can print out or save to your computer or your phone or wherever you do most of your stuff. And you have to figure out the things that you value, right? Just like all roads, like I put at the bottom, start and lead to value. You have to figure out, what do I even value? Because that's the stuff that I want to talk about. And ultimately, social media and what you put out there is not really about you. It is, but it's not. And let me explain that, right? It is because you have to figure out what you value, because you're going to attract who you are and who you're becoming. But at the end of the day, the content is for the audience. It's for the people that you need to attract, that are there, that you are attracting. And so first things first, you got to figure out, what are some things that I value? What are my core pillars, if you will? And I would say, don't get overwhelmed. Pick anywhere from like 3 to 5. If you don't even know 3 to 5, we got to do some digging. But if you don't, start with 2. Start with something. For me, I just put mine up here so I can give you guys an idea of like where my thoughts go when I'm planning content now. Because before, I would just post whenever it was convenient or whenever it was time to post. Like, it wasn't that intentional. And it wasn't until I reread the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth before Glendale, and he talked about the law of intentionality. And if you're not intentional about what you're putting out there on social media, your audience is not going to be intentional about coming to see what you have, nor are you going to intentionally attract the right people. And so for me, I wrote down these 5 pillars. They're everywhere now. It's a screenshot on my phone so that if I'm on the go and I'm like, dang, what do I post? Boom, I got a picture of my pillars. I just got to pick out of one of the categories and make it meaningful, right? Instead of being like, dang, what do I post today? I don't even know. I don't have no inspiration. And that's the thing. If you're doing personal development every day in any capacity, you have plenty of inspiration. You just got to tap in. But a lot of times there's a gap because you have all the personal development and you have no ideas what your pillars are. So then you're like, oh, I got all this stuff I feel like I want to talk about, but then I don't really know, like, how do I connect the two? And you connect them by figuring out what pillars are valuable to you that you would like to attract other people with, and then that personal development you're doing. And so for me, it's family and motherhood. You guys know I post Amara a lot, I post the kids. We do like family trips to the pet store and all this stuff. And so when I'm looking at this category, I think of what can I share that shows this part of my life? And just some examples, field trips, funny moments, right? Kids do say the craziest stuff. And so like, if you're around kids, they're like the funniest, best pieces of content. And you can post things, you know, any engaging questions. Like, I'll give you an example. Sometimes Randy said this on the call before, so I just got to use it because it was good. He said, some of us care too much what people think. And the truth is, you don't really need to care what they think. You need to care about what is your intention, who are you trying to attract, and what do you value? Because guess what? If somebody scrolls by and doesn't comment or like it, we're sorting them out. Just like when you're calling people and inviting them to the opportunity, you're sorting them out on social media too. You don't want just anybody. Let me tell y'all, sometimes people come up in my memories, like from high school, and I'll click on their profile because I'm like, dang, I didn't even know we were still friends on here. And they're on their profile picture like this, a brick of money and a, you know, and I'm like, dang, I don't want to be friends with you. We grown. Like, if that's what you do, go to the backyard with some wine, you know, get fancy with it. But I don't want. Bro, this your profile picture? You got 7 kids. So no, I don't want everybody on social media either. Same thing when people are negative all the damn time, unfriend them, unfollow them. I'll be fully transparent. I'm not posting this like recording anywhere. This is for us. But I will never forget, and I tell this story and I won't say what chairman, it doesn't even matter. It was the principle of, this is why don't be paying attention to the fact that you have 1,000 followers and somebody has 15,000. I will never forget at the event that we went to where we had security. Dang, what event was that? We had like the security things to walk through. Texas, was it Texas? Texas or West Palm Beach, maybe West Palm Beach. I can't remember. Either way, we had like security things to walk through, and they were telling all the women, listen, your purse has to fit in here. If not, you have to have a clear bag. They even went as far as giving us a clear tote with VIP and VIP plus, and for chairman who might have needed it. I will never forget. And this is why, like, your integrity matters. That real part on the screen before, the respectful part, it matters on and off of social media. But if you practice it off of social media, it'll show on social media and vice versa. I will never forget this woman was doing the security thing, just minding her business. She doesn't know about ranks that I am, nor does she care. She's there to do her job and serve us. So we're in line, getting our stuff off, making sure we got our clear totes and following rules. Because the last thing you want to do is disrespect people that are there to help us, right? So fast forward the story, a chairman 50 comes up. And I'm like, dang, you know, I get on her training sometimes, you know, oh, what's up? And I will never forget the security lady's like, you can't bring that in. I'm sorry, this is day 2. We've been telling everybody, but you know, since you're a chairman, you got the thing on, you can go right there. They'll give you a tote, no problem. This girl said, I'm a chairman, snatched by her, mushed her and went. And I was like, let me just make sure I go unfollow on social media, just because now I know that those times I ever compared myself to your content, to the things that you were doing, that's why you don't compare yourself. Randy just said it. It's the thief of everything, because people are going to show you the highlight on social media. And so I think of that, and I think of, you know what? I don't care if 4 people see what I posted. If it was valuable to me, and one of my pillars, I'm good with it. I'm gonna keep rolling. And that example, I'll never forget it, because it was the perfect example of, this is why you don't compare. You don't know what people really do in real life. And so just know that. My other pillar, financial and business, I like talking about crypto. So what kind of content can you post around that? Calls that we're on, like that call with Randy, I'm about to go blow up my post. I'm gonna go put the picture of the call. I'm gonna drop some of his nuggets. And I'm gonna say, if you don't have somebody in your life speaking life over you like this, I need you to get some new friends. Too many of y'all saying no new friends. Get you some new friends with the little bomb hashtags, right? You could do stuff like that. You can show a picture on Go Live when you're on Go Live and saying, I never in a million years thought that women that look like me could learn Wall Street stuff. They're gonna be like, what the hell is she talking about? Right? Because they think Wall Street stuff, they might think you watching the news. No, we got better news. We got the better news that comes out before the news. And so talk about your personal development when it comes to finances or business. Like when we read the Psychology of Money, I will post that stuff all the time because all of us struggle with the same psychology. And we have to consider how much conditioning we get here every single day. If you actively plug in, like Frankie, you're on this call, you were just on the last call. You actively plug in, you have so much conditioning that you can share with people. They probably don't even get anywhere close to something like this. So you can share that. Faith, I put in the middle because y'all know if you ever get on live, Facebook cuts me off sometimes. I really don't care. It's part of my values. I'll start off with a worship song. I'll dance because that's just my energy. That's who I am. It's part of me being real. So if your faith is a big value for you, start getting creative with how you share your scripture. I'm going to give you a tip when we get to like actual things to post, but don't ever use like those stock pictures that you already find with the quote on them. Social media doesn't like them. You didn't create it, so they don't want to show it. And so we'll show quick ways. I'll show you quick ways for you to just get that same exact quote with the person who wrote it. And it takes you literally a minute and a half to put it on a color that you resonate with, save it to your phone, then upload it. Or take a picture of yourself with the same quote. And now you get more engagement for that. Amara, no, thank you. You're supposed to be in bed anyway. Humor, that's part of my pillars. I like funny stuff. I really don't get on TikTok purposely because it really is the scroll hole for real. Like you'll wake up and be like, oh my God, it's Thursday. No, I'm not doing it. You'll be like, it's Thursday morning. I was just watching a cat dancing. Like, no, I'm not doing it. And I know that. So, because I love humor. So I don't get on TikTok as often. I know what's going to steer me away from being on social media intentionally. And that's one other nugget. Use social media. Don't let it use you because it will use the hell out of you. You'll be drained because you're comparing yourself. You'll be drained because you feel like you have no goals compared to what you think everybody else is doing. Listen, the furthest thing you can see into anybody's house is their roof. You don't know what is going on in there. So humor, but what makes me laugh? So when I think about funny stuff to post, I think about what makes me laugh. And the stuff that makes me laugh is like funny mom stuff about kids. So like I'll do the voiceovers on TikTok or Instagram reels. That's like, do you live in the hood? I live in the hood. I'll show you which reel it is, but I like funny stuff. So when I post funny, I think of what makes me laugh. And that's what I want to share with your audience. And humor can still be valuable. And I think people miss that. And so you try to, if your personality is not super conservative, don't try to model that because someone else is doing it. You can still share humor and it be valuable, right? If you want to share, let's say something about how the US government's a fraud without directly saying that, right? You can share a funny reel and say, it's funny how the US government is just hit over $31 trillion in debt, but they got the audacity to give me a credit score with a sound in the back. Like, you can do funny stuff and it still be valuable. And then encouragement. I love this part. It's part of just who I am. I know it. I love to encourage people. I like to share things that I learn on audios that are uplifting. And if you're struggling with this, one of my biggest tips is think of a hard moment in your life, but you're not going to go share just the hard moment. You're going to share as much as you feel comfortable with. Obviously, I'm not telling you to like have a therapy session if that's not what you want to do, but share as much as you feel comfortable with. But you start with the hard part and then you switch down into the encouraging part. What did you do to get out of that, to get through that, to overcome that, and then add a piece of encouragement for them last. So here's the hard thing I went through, right? Let me tell you something about my God or whatever your beliefs are or how you overcame that. And then at the end say, you know what? I know that every single person that's going to read this is probably going through something hard because it's just a part of life. But I need you to know that you're capable, that you can do this. And if you ever need a friend just to even cheer you on, I'm here for you. And give them a piece at the end, because yes, your content starts out to be your values, but it's really for them, if that makes sense, to attract them and to keep them coming back or feeling like, dang, I want to come back because there's value there. So of course, all roads start and lead to value. Now let's go to this, because then this is the other missing piece. And Sakina talked about this so eloquently. I'm like, dang, I don't even want to mess this up. But your ideal connection. Who is this ideal person that you want reading this content, that you want watching it, that you want partnering with you eventually, right? Because you're also not just going to keep making content just like wishing and hoping. No, you want to be direct with people after you build some kind of a relationship. So a couple things you could think about. I won't read the whole list. I'll send this out to you guys because I have it saved on Canva. But just some things that you can think about. What gender, what age range, are they parents? Do they like pets? Listen, this is no shade to any pet lovers, but like, I hate cats. So I'm not about to try to recruit the person that has 12 cats, because like, if I have to come over to your house, I'm probably not going to be myself, because I'm worried that I'm going to have cat hair all over my legs. It's going to be probably in the appetizers, like no shade, but that's not me. So I'm not going to make content with like funny animals or like, oh, save the animals. No, we got 2 fish, like we good. And so, but those are things to think about. What kind of hobbies does your ideal person do? Do they love design like Sakina? Because every time I look at her, I'm like, dang, girl, that outfit is bomb. But if I try to put it on, they gonna question my abilities real quick, because it's not my gift, okay? But these are things to think about. But she loves design, so she attracts that when she shows the clips of her home, that I'm like, dang, girl, okay, listen, when we get this chairman money, I'm gonna have to come bring you to Indianapolis real quick, because I don't have the designer eye, and I'm not even gonna try to pretend. So are they, what are their health views, right? If you're working on a journey to get back healthy, share your process. Nobody cares that you just had like 50 pounds overweight and now you lost the 50. They don't care about that. They care about the morning that you share, that you were in the car like, you guys, I really don't even want to go into the gym right now, but I'm going to go because I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Randy does this all the time. Even though he's fit as hell, I still go watch, because I'm like, bro, that is just goals. Like, you were just with the kids at the park and I saw animals like ducks in the back. You're at the gym. I need to go get my shit together, right? So what are their health views? What kind of family dynamic? A lot of times, and I'm going to tell you just vulnerability, I would compare myself. And this was something just reflecting back, right? Because this whole journey is not about like beating yourself up, but what is a reflection of, dang, where did it go wrong for you, Francis? And for me, I would compare myself to these younger chairmen that were like popping P5000 in a week and a half. But I had to get real with myself. These people don't have kids. They don't have a spouse. They don't share similar values like me. I'm sorry, I'm not attracted to going to dance in a bikini at the beach, and that kind of content is what I'm making. Like, it's not my value. So I had to check myself, like, no, you cannot do that, because they don't share the same pillars as you, and that's okay. So think about this ideal person, and then 3 main things. How does IM's education fit what they need? Right? This ideal connection that you're looking for. And then how can our business serve them? Because at the end of the day, Randy said it so perfectly, like, we don't sell people profit, we sell them education. Like, I'm never going to forget that now. And so if you think about that, every single time that you post, you should be talking to that ideal connection. I don't want to talk to my high school friend who may be still talking about her baby daddy. I'm sorry, you're not going to like my content, because that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm not trying to talk to the person who has 50 dogs, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be talking about how cute my Labradoodle is. That's just not what I'm talking about. So every single time, if you could figure out what are my pillars, who's my ideal connection, now I can tailor what I'm posting to that person, things that they can relate to, pain points that they have. If I know they're a working mom, I already know, that's all I need to know. You work and you're a mom. Oh, dang, I could tell you what your pain points are. You don't have time. You still don't have enough money because babies are expensive. Amara's milk was $50 a can every single week. And we did not get WIC assistance. So girl, if you making anything over $50,000, money's a problem. So like, this is why you got to figure out the real you, because then you can make stuff that helps them without them even knowing it helps them. You can make a post about, dang, telling a story. I remember when I was a mom, you know, and I shared this on the call, I think yesterday, on the Moms and Money. Like, I remember it vividly when I was driving to work and I was a nursing mom. So if somebody's a new mom, they're probably feeling something similar. Talk about how you feel like you never have time. And so just related to what you're currently going through, or like what your pillars are, your ideal person, and then you're just going to address pain points, right? So if you're in an age, let's just give an example of retirement, and your thinking right now is, okay, I'm here because I'm planning for retirement. I'm here because, you know, I want to have certain things that I want to be able to do when I fully retire. Share that, because the person that is thinking about retirement is going to be the one you're going to keep attracting when you stay consistent. So just remember that, because then you'll be able to provide them with different options as you keep posting. So now let's get fit. Okay, this is what I've been following for the last 30 days, you guys. And it has made a radical difference, like radical. So fit just means Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Now you might use Twitter, you might use YouTube, other things. But I will say for me, I love Facebook. It's my platform of choice. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. But I want you to think of Facebook like a coffee shop. It's the longer posts, it's the live videos, it's the really giving people an insight into your life. And the thing about Facebook is this, you guys, I don't know if you were seeing financially what was going on with Meta, but they're in a squeeze. So that means there's a lot of opportunity on Facebook. There's also a lot of opportunity on Facebook because there is literally not even 25% as close to as many people on Instagram that are making reels on Facebook. So if you have not made reels on Facebook, you need to get on it, because there's so much opportunity, because everybody was on Instagram busting reels out and all the things. But now a lot of people on Instagram don't feel secure, because what do you see every day? 10 and 15 profiles of your friend, right? So some people are migrating back to Facebook and monetizing it because not as many people are doing reels. So what does that mean for them? There's business opportunity if they're looking at it from an influencer perspective. So some tips for Facebook is just mix it up, get good with telling stories. And that comes with practice. Even I still have to practice, but just get good at telling some kind of a story that evokes some kind of emotion out of people. Sometimes long posts are okay. And then sometimes one-liners are really powerful. So the way you're going to test this is you're going to have to get consistent posting, period. You're not going to know if you have that audience that likes to read through that, or if they love those powerful, quick, until you start posting. And so just mix it up, get in a good rotation, and do whatever consistency looks like for you. For me, I'm doing 3x3, which I'll explain in a second. But for you, that might be, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe some Sundays. That's my consistency. But if that's what you say you're going to do, that's what you got to stick to. And so, and of course, life is going to happen. You're not always going to be like on your P's and Q's all the time. But for the most part, if you want to keep growing there or getting that interaction, you want to stay consistent. Instagram aesthetics is a big deal, right? You are there for more of the visual side of things. So try your best on Instagram to make sure, like, if you ever look on your profile and you ever see pictures on your Instagram that don't fit in like the little square frame, you want to make sure they fit in there, because when they're not proportioned with that, you don't get as much engagement. And it's because if people are scrolling the first 3 to 9 squares, depending on the phone that they're on, that's the first thing they're looking at. TikTok, honestly, you guys, I'm like still learning, really. I'm learning a lot about Instagram and TikTok, but TikTok, it's short. They like how-tos on there. They like humor, inspiration, a lot of trending sounds. The other big thing about TikTok is people look there to get entertained. So they like the funny stuff. They like recipes, things like that. You could show the latest book that you're reading, but they like entertainment on TikTok. So I'm personally following 3x3. What does that mean? I'm doing 3 quality posts 3 times a day on all platforms. That doesn't mean I'm recreating 3 posts on every platform. And this is what I was talking to Sakina about, just repurposing it so that you're present. And I spelled platforms wrong, y'all. I was rushing, okay? Don't judge. But you can repurpose your content, and here's how you do it. So let's talk about this. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Whew. So let's talk about this. For me personally, I would say this is kind of what I do the most of, and just what I'm learning from other like social media influencers. Reels and lives are going to get you so much more engagement, automatically over 30% more engagement, because they get to see the real you. They get to see you in action. They get to see your face. They get to feel your energy. It's kind of like a Zoom call or an in-person presentation. They get to feel you better than you send them a video that they're going to watch on their own for 15 minutes, right? So it's the same thing on Reels and lives, is they get to see you more. So automatically 30%, you got to go live. I know it's probably scary for people, but listen, if you ever need a sidekick, just let me know. I'll carve out some time. We could do a side-by-side. We can feed off each other's energy, edify you, because they got to know they're working with somebody important. They got to know the person they're coming to follow is important. And so just some quick tips when you're going live is just a couple things. A catchy title. I always have crazy titles on my lives because it grabs people's attention. So like today, I was talking about price, quality, and time, and what people value, and how you're never going to get all 3 in any business scenario, right? Because like I think it's pretty affordable. We know it's quality, but it takes time to learn, right? So I was giving that as an example, but I titled it something crazy like, you're cheap, you never have time, and you want what? And I just put a bunch of question marks, because if somebody reads that, they'll be like, what's this girl talking about people cheap? What is she talking about now? But they come to watch. So I grab their attention, and when they come, I'm talking about something hopefully that's of value to them. And if it's not, they'll leave, and that's fine. So a catchy title, you want good lighting. You can get a little, you don't have to do anything crazy. If it's daylight outside, go live in front of your window. That's like the best lighting ever. And if you don't have a window with good lighting, you can literally buy, it's like $12 on Amazon. You can clip it to your phone or clip it on your laptop. And if you want a link for that, I'm not an affiliate or anything, but it's like $12 and it works so good for lighting. But introduce yourself. A lot of times we miss this one, and you got to realize that people don't see the majority of what you post. They don't. And the more consistent you are, they'll eventually come and be able to catch that video live or come catch a replay. But tell them who you are. Who are you? Kind of like telling your story any other time. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Let them know what you're on social media for. Pose a question, or tell them, you know what, you guys, listen, if you've ever wondered, why is it that I'm still working this job, and like, I've been working for 20 years, but somehow I don't have $20,000 saved up. That literally means that I haven't been able to save $1,000 every year for 20 years. Have you ever experienced the same thing? Let's talk about it, right? Like, pose a question to engage them about what you're going to be continuing going live about, and then a call to action. And a lot of times, like, call to actions don't have to be crazy, right? Because let's say you are, and I have a note that I wrote down right here to give you some helpful call to actions. But sometimes we think that it has to say like, oh, DM me right now to sign up. But if your live wasn't about the business technically, what other call to action can you give them? You could say, you know, double tap and like this if you agree, and share one thing that you took away from this, right? You could say, tag a friend who you know can take value from this. Or if, let's say, you're going live about how you value mentorship, right? You could give them a call to action at the end and say, you know what, I've just been loving growing. I'm so excited that I'm around so many people that push me to grow. Tag one of your friends below that had, if at ever in your life, they inspired you to get better. Like something like that. That's still a call to action because you want them to engage, right? Of course, there's the traditional click the link in my bio, but give them something to do because we're human. We've always been told what to do. So if you don't tell them, share this live, they're not going to share the live. So tell them that. And people just need that direction. Or if you're like going live like me, and let's say I'm going live about being a mom and I had a question about something, like, have your kids ever done this? Their call to action could be, tell me if your kids do the same thing below, please. Or am I crazy? Is it just me? I need advice here, moms. How did you handle sending your baby off to kindergarten? I'm just like really mentally preparing myself, y'all, because it's coming fast. And I'm like, in 2 years, I'm gonna have to be asking this question. Like, what is happening? So just be real and give them something to do at the end. Beyond that, the next most important thing I feel like is gonna be your posting on your feed, right? So like on your actual wall. And a lot of people, this is what they do, right? They'll do stories all day long because stories only stay up for 24 hours. And I just gotta be real with you. Stories are the lazy way of doing social media because they go away in 24 hours. So if you said something wrong, I still encourage you to do them, but people will go in stories and post like 30 stories and not put anything on their page. And I want to explain the difference. So on your feed, like on your actual page, when you make a post, people that aren't already connected with you have a chance of finding you based on what you post, a hashtag you might use, versus your stories are only shown to people that you're already connected with. This is why going live is important. Doing your reels are important, and posting on your actual page is important because people that aren't already connected with you can connect with you that way. So if, let's say Sakina's friend happens to watch the live that she shared on her page, now Sakina's friend's friend who's like, hey, I actually related to that. Who's this person? Now they get to see, oh, wait, that's a person that works with Sakina. Hey, girl, don't you know Sakina? And before you know it, that network is going crazy. So there's so much opportunity in that because your direct person on your social media that you've known for 10 years might not be the one that's going to touch. I can't tell you how many times I've done a live where somebody, even from someone else's IM team, messages me like, are you a part of IM Mastery Academy? Oh my gosh, girl, you're so inspiring. Do you have spots on your team? Wrong answer. No, I don't. Like, your upline is great, I'm sure, but you can come watch lives anytime you want. So you'll reach other people that are not already directly tied to you. So that's the importance. But just some tips is lighting, trending sounds. And there's a ton of like good, short 2-minute YouTube videos, literally, of how to find trending sounds on TikTok. Literally a 2-minute tutorial will show you how to find the sounds. Cater to that ideal connection, right? That you're looking to cater to the audience that you already have that is engaged. Because don't be so focused on finding, 5,000 new people that you forget about the constant 20 or 30 that have been coming, that comment on your stuff that maybe you've never talked to. And I'm sorry, but if you've commented on 20 of my things, you're not a cold prospect to me. What's up, girl? I see you on my lives every day. I'm so thankful for you. Just out of curiosity, you really seem like somebody I like to work with. Are you open to making extra money these days? Like, you're not a cold prospect at that point. So don't be afraid to love on the people that are already consistent with you. But it goes the same way. If you don't have anybody consistent, you get consistent so that you get consistent people that come to follow. So one key thing is, use some hashtags. There's easy ways to find which ones are the best right now for the type of stuff you're posting. So if you literally Google top trending hashtags for Instagram about fitness, you'll get some. Start using them and see which ones get you more likes, And it's going to come over time. Like, don't make this harder than it has to be. This is a couple minutes a day. And if you plan your weekends, right, if you have extra time on your weekends, you can make content in batches that you just use for a whole week. I'm still posting stuff from Glendale. Like, I'm just clipping it up and we'll talk about that. But one thing that I did learn, if you like Facebook, there is not a hack, but like for more engagement, when you comment back on people's stuff, make it 4 words or more. For whatever reason, the algorithm rewards 4 words or more. So there's a difference in saying, thanks, beautiful, than saying, thanks, beautiful, grateful that you tuned in. How are you, right? Because now they're rewarding you for that. And another tip is, let's say you do go live or you post a post and you are getting some engagement, do not answer everybody the same day. I have like a set amount of time that I get on social media to do intentional things now. So if I'm on there for 20 minutes just to engage, that's it. I have a timer. When the 20 minutes is up, I'm not answering anybody else. And that's how you also stay on track, because you don't want to be on there 5 hours. So don't answer everybody at the same time, right? Answer a couple people. And then the next day, when it's your next 20-minute round of social media time, now you go back to that same post that was doing well, and you go comment on a few more people, because it's going to boost it back up in the algorithm so that it can show it to newer people. So that's another, but the hack about the 4 words is true. I've tested it and I get way more engagement when I'm like, because think about it. They want you on their platform. They want you on their feed. They want you bringing people. And so that was one thing that I learned from someone that I listened to a lot. And a game changer. And then in stories, the biggest thing about stories is just showcase your life. Like, you might think it's boring, but do you know how many people come to stories and are like, girl, what book is that? Can you show me the cover? And I'm like, girl, okay, so you like books. Okay, then you might be a potential prospect. Let me see what else you got going on your page. 10-second scroll real quick, right? And that kind of shows me, do I love on this connection, or do I kind of just share the book, keep it moving? But just showcase your life. What you think is boring is entertaining to other people who are literally not doing anything. They're not trying to grow. They're not trying to read. They're not trying to drink water and mind their business. Like, no. So post it in your stories. That's where you show like everyday life stuff. Show it in your stories real quick, 5 seconds. And then the key to repurposing content. So remember I said I do 3x3. 3 times a day on all 3 platforms, but I'm not recreating stuff 3 times a day. So this is what I talked about, and I want to show you guys this really quick. And this was a game changer for me, because I remember making a reel on Instagram and saying like, dang, I want to make this on Facebook now, but now I'm wasting time because I'm trying to like redo it on Facebook. And one thing that I learned is you can actually take off the watermark. So here's a key tip for you. Instagram doesn't want to see your video with TikTok's logo on it. And TikTok doesn't want to see their video with Instagram's bird on it. Like, they don't want to see that. Just like Facebook doesn't want to see a video with TikTok's watermark on it. Because guess what? Facebook does not own TikTok. So they got a problem with that. And so they don't want that. And they will not show your stuff to the people that it should be getting shown to. So really quick, there are 3 main websites that you'll want to save. And I have them listed here. I'll make sure I send you guys these slides. But the first one's going to be instafinsta.com. This is for when you create like a reel on Instagram to take off Instagram's watermark. Then you have Snaptic, which is for TikTok, and you can remove their watermark. But the cool thing about this is it's going to keep your audio, because you can save it directly from the app, but it won't save the audio. And you need that, because what if you're doing a reel that you're mouthing something with the sound, right? Like, drink water in my business, right? And your mouth is moving. But if it doesn't save the sound, now you just have a video with you mouthing something. And what if you can't, like, you need the sound? And so this is the one for TikTok. And then there's one for Facebook that's called savereels.app, right? So this is what you do. You have to do this from your phone. And of course, that's a thing because they don't want people doing it from laptops, but you do it from your phone. So let's just say, I'll just use an example, right? And I'll probably have to switch to my phone, but let's say, I'm still like learning TikTok, obviously, but let's just say this one was a perfect one because I was literally like mouthing word for word, the queen is dead, Queen Latifah, whoever else I was mentioning, right? Going along with the sound. So first I found the sound on TikTok. And I made the TikTok, I did my little caption. I just went and Googled like funny hashtags for TikTok that are trending. I used them. And so then I copied this caption because I don't want to redo the caption either. I'm trying to be in and off of social media. I don't want to be on here all day. So I copied that and I just put it in a text to myself. Everybody, if you have an iPhone or an Android, your number should be saved in your phone, or save your own self in your phone. Because let me tell you, when I go outside walking, I get creative and I say, hey, Siri, text me. And whatever is coming to my mind, I'm telling Siri to text me so that when I'm done walking, I have a post for like another day. So I'm not, because I don't want to be on here all day. My daughter's literally right here like, Mom, I'm waiting on you, sis. What's up? I don't want to be on social media all day. So I copy the caption, right? And this tells you what the sound is. Literally, when you're on here, it tells you what sound you're using. You had to find it. So you see right here where it says copy link, every reel, every Instagram reel, Facebook reel has a link. So what you would do is you would go copy this link right here to this TikTok, and you would go to the platform designated to remove TikTok's watermark, which is Snaptik, okay? So you go in Snaptik, you paste, and you hit download. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but it's always server 2. I don't know why. I don't have a reason. So just click download server 2. You can ignore the ad. Of course, they always want to show you something, but it's downloading to my computer right now, right? So now let me stop my share because I want to show you what it does for the video, okay?
Girl, the queen is
So
dead.
hold on. Okay, so let me share. And so now this is exactly what it's going to look like on your phone. So now I have no...
Latifah?
No.
Beyonce?
No.
Janet?
No.
Mary J?
No.
So in this TikTok, now I have the video, all my text is there. I'm not trying to redo the moving text or none of that. My text is there, my sound is there. So now how do I repurpose this so I could go post it on Facebook and Instagram? Because I want to be omnipresent and whoever is attracting to me is going to get attracted, but I'm not trying to go redo the same reel 3 times, but that's what I was trying to do before. And I'm like, this is ghetto. If that's the case, I'm not getting a TikTok because I'm not doing this. But then you learn little tricks and it's like, dang, okay. So now what you're going to do is, let me share my screen. I think I should be able to do it from here, but we're going to find out. Can you see the Snaptik screen? Okay. So now, dang, I don't think I can because reels are just from your phone. Okay, let me do this really quick. I'll just get on from my phone because this was what changed the game for me. To just be able to do one reel. And again, if you're smart, we could do a part 2 about how to like batch create content. Because it really did change the game. So I'm just gonna join really quick from my phone and show you guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing really quick. Okay, I'm going to, all right, cool. I'm co-host now. So now I can show you. Actually, I'll just show you like doing it on Facebook. So share my screen. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me see. I think we're good. Okay, we're good. I can see it. All right. So, all right, you did it on your phone. You can use Snaptik right from your phone, and it's easier actually because it downloads right on your phone. You save it as a video. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to say, you know what? I want to use that's a beautiful wedding picture. See, you just attract the right people. I've been talking about wedding stuff, even though now we ain't having a wedding because, you know, too many investments. We just gonna wait. So, but now on Facebook, if you go to your menu and you go to Reels, now here's what hold on, that looks disgusting. But what you can do is you're going to now search for whatever trending sound you just used. So if I use girl, the queen is dead, okay? You just, it tells you at the bottom of the audio, whatever you used on TikTok or wherever you did your reel. And so I find, if this loads, the queen is dead, right?
The Queen of England is dead.
A lot of people are not going to.
That's not the right one. Let me see. Is it this one?
The Queen of England is
No,
dead.
that's the wrong one. Hold on. I think I have to take off girl, but here's the other thing too. If you can't find the exact sound, because some sounds are just TikTok sounds, find something close. So if you're doing like motivation or something like that, find something close, and then you can mute the audio. I'm going to show you that really quick. So, oh, this one right here. So this was the sound, because this was the girl I took it from.
Oh, the queen is dead.
Queen Latifah?
No.
Right?
Beyonce.
So she's who inspired me to make it. So now you guys see at the bottom left where the audio is playing, like the original sound. If you click that, now you can use this audio. And what you do is you're going to go to the bottom left, like where your pictures are at or wherever you save your videos. So I don't know, we're going to say this is the right video, but this is like cold and flu stuff.
Queen is dead.
I also grabbed us
No.
some
Beyonce?
cold and flu
No.
time
Janet.
Okay.
No.
caffeine-free
paying
tea.
No.
I'll show you guys
Lord
the
help.
No.
ingredients.
Tony
Let's put
Braxton.
them both real quick. Okay. So I did that on purpose too, so you could see, but let's just say this was the right video for purposes of the example. So now on the same video with the same sound, let's say if your lips are off a little bit, or if it's not matching exactly, you'll hear it. Like if there's an echo, make sure that you hit that audio button up here. You see where it says audio with the sound you found? Make sure you hit that, and you can,
And I love this because it has a lot of really good
you want to mute like whatever sound where it says original, that's the video you're putting in there. Now, the one below it is the audio you just found. So you want to make sure that one's
What the
up,
hell are they talking about then?
so that way you won't have any echo, nothing like that. And then you just hit done. You hit next, your text and everything will be there. Remember, you copied and saved your hashtags and your caption. You paste it right there, and you hit done, and you hit paste. You hit share now. And now you have it on Facebook. And then you would go right back and you would go
Oh,
to
the queen is dead.
Instagram, and you would do the exact same thing. Find your trending audio, put that video up there real quick, use the same caption. But the key is they think you made it originally for their platform now. They don't know that you originally made it on TikTok and you're putting it on Facebook and Instagram. So that was one really big thing that helped me, because I was trying to I'm like, no, I don't even know. I like Facebook, but I don't know how I'm gonna be on all three places at one time. And it was really like, all you got to do is take literally 5 minutes out and you can post them on all three. So that was a really big game changer that I wanted to show you guys, that I know has been helping me, because in the last 30 days from doing that, I've reached 11,000 new accounts. And I'm like, damn, okay, so this works. All right, cool. I only want to talk about it if it's working, but it was really eye-opening for me. So that was good. Plus anything to save me time, I'm like, heck yeah, because I don't want to be on here all day. So these are just some apps that I personally use. I don't get too crazy. Some people might get fancier. I'm not here to be fancy. I'm going to get better with time. But Canva, number one, because you can do so much on Canva. Speed Pro, if you like doing like dancing videos or anything like that, Speed Pro is really good, because you could speed up a video, you could slow it down. And it like speeds up your audio. So sometimes if I'm trying to be funny, it'll like make my voice squeaky, and I really didn't have to do anything but speed up the video. So Speed Pro is really cool, and it's free. I use I have Canva Pro because it pays for itself, but Speed Pro is good. InShot is a really good app, because let's say you have a picture that is bigger than Instagram size. InShot, if you just upload the picture you're trying to use to that app, it already automatically makes it Instagram size, because it's an Instagram app. So it'll make it the size of the frame, so you don't have to guess like, oh, how big of a square do I need? It automatically does it. And then Moldiv is just one that I use like to clean up pictures if they look fuzzy or something. And then those websites, those three are key, especially when you're doing videos and reels, so you can repurpose them and post them in other places. And then just to walk through a couple of profile like things, tips, statistics. I just wanted to show you guys really quick, and then we'll kind of just wrap it up. If you guys have questions, Frankie, if you have questions, I'm going to share my screen from my phone again really quick, just to show you some quick things. So one of the biggest things is you don't want to have like IM's link in your bio. Like that's, people are not going to click it just because it says IM Mastery Academy. Like it's not going to have that, but you can put something in there that gives people value, right? Like let's say you can go make a link tree that's free, where you can add like free resources. I know on my link tree, when I put it in there, it has like the morning mentorship link. And I have like a tab that says, if you want free mentorship from the best mentors in the world, click here. And it said Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like the old days, but you can change that up and let it say Tuesday, Thursday, come grow with me. It's free or something like that. Now I have a podcast that I'm working on growing. So I have my podcast link and I tell people like, hey, you know, click the link in the bio if you want to hear the full episode, things like that. But when it comes to your bio, like just don't put anything that is IM related, because they're not going to join just because you put it there. Like even really big influencers, yeah, they get some people that sign up, but you're really working more on relationships, because if anything in the world ever changed, you wanted to have been building relationships with people so that you can keep growing those if we, for whatever reason, aren't doing in person or whatever. So let me just share this really quick, and then you guys could ask questions or so here we go. Y'all, this is so funny. And I'm going to post this. Literally, it's going to be my post for the night. Amar is literally sleeping on the floor next to my desk. Okay. Because like she didn't want to go with her dad. So it's mom life. It's real. So, all right. So this is Instagram. One thing I will say that I'm going to be working on this week, and I'll show you guys like the end result, is those little like highlight things. I don't know if they're still a thing. I have to go back through and figure it out. But you want to make sure that in your bio, it says something about who you are and what you're here to do, right? So who are you? I'm about my family, my faith, health and wealth, digital income, bringing the mamas home, because that's my goal. So if I paint that vision more and more for moms, then they'll catch that, right? And then I have the link to my podcast in my bio with a little like emoji, right? So if you create a helpful link for people, whether it's Linktree or a free PDF, like I've seen really simple stuff. Like I follow this digital currency person, and in their bio, they literally have a PDF. Here's the first 5 things you should do when getting started with crypto. And it's like their free resource. And it's literally stuff that we know, like, you know, get a ledger, start a Proton Mail, but people find it valuable because they have no idea. So just put something of value in that link that connects you to them. You can also create like a Google Voice phone number and tell them, you know, text this number for motivation. I don't know, like you could do that. You could create a fake Google Voice number that connects to your phone number, but you're not giving them your phone number. So just put something there that's inspirational, right? So I think Sakina, you were asking about the thumbnail on this reel right here. So when I created the reel, it gives you an option.
When God gives you a dream.
Let's just say I create this reel. I'm gonna just use the picture from Randy's call. Let's say I'm gonna hit add and I'm gonna make this reel. On Instagram, you see where it says edit cover? So if all you did was hit edit, all you're gonna do in Canva really quick on your phone is in Canva, just search, you know, at the top, it says like Instagram story. Just go to Instagram story, pick a cute template from there, change the words on whatever your reel was about or something, a catchy title, you know, 5 things I learned from Wall Street, directly from Wall Street, ... People gonna click it because they're like, what the hell is she talking about? So you could just make that really quick, and then you'll save it to your phone, hit edit cover, and add it from your camera roll.
So wait a minute. So I made like a thumbnail on Canva, and I just, you know, made it and I just left it there. So when I do that, it says edit cover. I can go and pull it from my Canva, or actually save what I have in Canva into my gallery and pull it from my gallery. And I
Yep,
can
got
switch up
Canva.
my thumbnails like that. So can I do the same thing on YouTube?
Yep, that's how I make YouTube thumbnails. So look, I'm gonna show you really quick because we're on here and whoever's on here wants to
Girl.
be on here. So I'll show you real quick. All right, so you have Canva open, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and let's just say we're doing this from scratch, right? So you're on the home page and you just made your reel and you're like, man, I'm ready to go, but I want a cute thumbnail because I'm also on Instagram gonna start doing more aesthetically pleasing stuff because that's what people go there for. So a quick thumbnail makes it cleaner. So let's just go Instagram story because you want it the size of the story, right? You want it the long one. So let's just say something like this, right? Some exclusive thing. I don't know, whatever you got going on. And you could say 5 things, and this is just gonna be wrong. 5 things I just learned, typos like crazy, from Wall Street. And then hit them with a, oh my gosh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Delete that. We don't need that. All right. So you see the little upload. This is a video, so it doesn't work as good. Let me just take that off. But if you hit upload, you're just going to download that, right? So it's going to download, like, you can pick the setting. I'm going to just do an image for the purposes of like this. That was a video template though, so probably not the best, but you get the idea. So you just hit download. It's saving to my phone when you hit download, right? It saves directly to your phone. So now, I don't hit save from this screen because on iPhones, it'll save 2 copies. I don't know why it does that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just get out of here, right? Because it saved me a copy. So now I'm gonna go to Instagram and I hit add from camera roll. It's right there. So now my reel is still there. You see it at the bottom? But now I have a clean aesthetic. I just hit done, do my caption, share my reel, also share the feed, share. And same thing with YouTube. So when you're on YouTube and do you make your thumbnails on here?
I just know I literally played around with it in Canva and just made a thumbnail. And then I was like, okay, now I need to figure out how to get it over to YouTube.
Yeah, save yourself some time. So literally type in YouTube thumbnail under templates. And when you go to YouTube thumbnail.
Wait. Go back. Templates. Okay. Where are you at?
On the home screen of
Canva. In Canva.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So then you go here and you literally search YouTube thumbnail. You hit search and then you have all of these. They're already sized for YouTube. They're already like with the text that you need. So let's just say you want to make this, but you want Sakina because you want to brand you, right? So how to profit with, I don't know, the Disney stock, put whatever you want, right? So now right here, you're just going to hit replace and you're going to put a picture of you.
Right.
And then I'm just going to go to effects. I'm going to remove my background.
The background, right.
Yep. And then I'm going to flip myself around so that I'm not looking crazy right here. So I could just go to the bottom, scroll, and I hit flip. If you flip horizontal, it'll change the direction. Now, that's it. And you do the same thing. You're going to save it, preparing your design. And now when you go, let me just search YouTube so you can see. When you go to your YouTube, because I do all my YouTube stuff from my page because I'm just look at Damina's beautiful face. I'm just repurposing the same videos. Like I'm taking my lives now, I'm downloading them and I'm putting them to YouTube because I'm like, I'm not redoing the video. I'm gonna do what Randy been doing. He's been telling us.
Yeah.
So
and I've been starting to snatch things from my videos on there and doing shorts. I get way more engagement in shorts on YouTube than regular videos, even when I make them short. Yep, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It's crazy. And I'm just like, I just uploaded the same video.
Yep. So in YouTube right here, though, you literally would just go to manage your videos. And if you just edit them, like let's say you want to edit this one and I want to add a thumbnail to it, you can change everything right from here. There's a little photo icon you hit. Hold on, I went fast, but there's a little icon. Did you see that?
Nope.
Okay. So if you find the video, right, you're under manage my videos.
Right.
you're gonna edit whatever video you choose.
Okay.
And then at the top left, depending on your screen, you'll see like a
Okay.
little icon, and
Okay.
it's gonna tell you to choose a custom thumbnail. So on here, you would just go and you pick the thumbnail you just made. You don't have to change the size or anything. You hit select, it's there, and now you just save it.
Girl.
And you
Girl.
just do it from your phone.
So now I can go back and edit all of those videos that I want to edit and then just do the thumbnails. And then on my Instagram, because I do need to clean it up because I've gotten away from the aesthetics because of those doggone reels. You know, when I was doing just the pictures and stuff, the aesthetic was real nice. And then once I started doing the reels, it was just like, boom. I didn't even think about like a cover photo or a thumbnail for my reels to keep the page looking good. And that way, when they click on it, then the reel will pop up. You done changed.
And you can even,
the
as your
game.
thumbnail, let's say you did a reel of you speaking on stage, right? But you have a beautiful picture of you standing by your window with your beautifully decorated home. And it's a standstill photo. You could use that as your thumbnail so that when people scroll, they see that and they don't see you moving. They have to click on it to see what it is.
To see the reel moving.
Yeah. So that is really helpful. And then I just wanted to show you guys, like, just from those little things that we talked about on here, just the engagement over the last. So by doing that, the last 30 days, I unlocked bonuses on Facebook Reels, which I didn't have before for Facebook because I wasn't doing as many Reels. And then on here, just so you can see the tools, that's the other thing. You want a creator account so that you can see what people are doing. But in the last 30 days, 200% more engagement than August 6th to September 4th. And 11.1K accounts reached in the last 30 days.
Wow.
And then of course it goes on to tell you like what times of the day. Another key tip is remember that on social media, like Instagram and stuff, they're on California time. So when I post something at 1 a.m., they're going crazy, 1,000 views and likes because it's really not 1 a.m. California time.
In California.
I'm not saying stay up till 1 o'clock, but you know,
Of
if you see
course.
certain times of the day are doing better, you can start to just be strategic and carve out 20, 30 minutes at that time and just do your stuff then. But I know that was a lot. Hopefully that was helpful. Does anybody have
very
any
helpful.
This was
questions?
awesome. This was awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
helpful. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yes,
Thank
you did
I
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yep.
Any questions, Frankie? Can I help you with anything?
It's still confusing to me.
So,
It's something I've never done before. It's just
Uh-huh.
still confusing for me.
okay, so I'm gonna end the recording for a second.